What's up? In this video I'm going to explain from start to finish what I believe is the current best outreach method as a beginner. I'm not a huge believer of methods per se. I am a bigger fan of understanding the fundamentals of things and the pillars and why you do it and the psychology behind, and I'm going to explain exactly that in this video. So I'm not just going to tell you to use this method and believe me, I'm going to explain why it works and why some of them don't work. I'm going to go through them deeply. I hope you understand it. I hope it's easy to follow. So without further ado, let's get into it. These were the main frustrations I had when I first began outreach, okay? I would send outreach after outreach from a place of neediness. I would be refreshing my Instagram website all the time to see if I got a response, checking my phone, etc. I would also feel like people would secretly hate me for bothering with them with my outreach. Behind every single response, I would sense some kind of, agitation or like anger from them. Like they were just distorted by my presence and didn't really want to talk to me. And third, I felt a huge sensation of guilt when I went to sleep from annoying all these people with no response, not making any money. I mean, you gotta pester people for some money if you get into copywriting, but to some extent, you know what I mean? Because if you do outreach wrong, you will just pester them and get nothing out of it, and you will just be wasting everybody's time and giving them a headache. So if you're feeling any of these emotions, I just wanted to tell you that you're not alone. Like, outreach can really suck, especially when you're beginning. It doesn't really have to be this way though. I'm going to explain you how to fix that, but you're not alone in this. So beforehand, I just wanted to make that clear. Alright, so first of all, I wanted to make very clear that there's two kinds of outreaches, okay? First of all, we have quantity type of outreach. This outreach is characteristic because it's high in volume and low in value. Basically, you can do a bunch of those. You can do 30 to 40 to 50 a day easily, but you have to take into account that the value would be lower, okay? And then you have outreach, which is based on quality, okay? This is the good outreach, the outreach that you want to do to get high paying clients, right? So this outreach may be lower in volume. You may be able to do less of this a day, but the value is insane and the percentage of success is way higher on this one, okay? So first, I want to discuss some quantity type of outreaches that are kind of popular on the internet and why I think they don't work, or if they work, because you will see in some examples that they do work. I don't think they're optimal, especially in 2024, because the game is changing and some of these may be saturated. So first of all, I want to talk about the typical doing anything with emails method. I know this is a meme in the community already, like this is dead as fuck, but there's kind of like a variation that I see of this, and I see YouTubers still recommending this, which is the like straight up pitching. It's something like this. It's like, I wrote you an email or I wrote you a caption or some value. Reply to this if you want me to send it to you. And this leaves the prospect very like confused, and it's so obvious that you haven't really written anything for them, because it's like, if they've written anything for me, they will send it on the first message, you know what I mean? So that's kind of suspicious. I wouldn't really go with this method. And the second method, which is quite popular between, the copywriting gurus, because it's pretty low effort and you don't really get that many response back, but you can do a bunch of this a day. It can work, but it's not optimal, you will see. So the compliment method, or the Trojan horse method that I like to call, or the backstab method, is kind of like this meme that I made. It's sending them a compliment like, I love your content for real, more personalized than this obviously, and then letting it marinate if you do it right, because if you don't even let it marinate, then it's obvious as fuck that you just want their money, okay? So you just give them a compliment, you let it marinate like a couple of days, and then you send them some free value. So this is a good trick because it lets people gain some initial trust in you. Like, this trust will probably be crushed after you try and pitch them. That's why I think it leaves the prospects feeling kind of backstabbed, but it is a good way to assure you enter the DMs, which is the terrain where you want to be, okay? You don't want to be in the request section, you just want to enter the DMs, have them see you, have them remember you in a positive light, you know what I mean? So I have some examples here. This is pretty much what you do. This is some outreach that I've done. with some good responses. So basically, you do a personalized compliment, as personalized as you can, to be honest, and you get a response. In this case, I was starting with average, so I didn't really let it marinate enough. But as you can see, I gave him some free value and got some positive response. Essentially, when you get a response like this, a positive one where they compliment your work or any response at all, when you want to make sure that they see your free value and they continue on speaking to you, you want to follow up, okay? I recommend you follow up from 4 to 7 times. You need to think about it this way. You need to either get blocked or get told to fuck off, or continue spamming their messages, okay? You must follow up and follow up and follow up, and then suggest to do a call. So yeah, there are more examples, as you can see here. People telling about, they love the free value, they liked it, all that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, this method, it does work, but it is not the best one. The best one is coming now. So remember we talked about quality outreach, right? Well, this is where the magic begins. I call this the value upfront method. It's a pretty simple name, but it's basically what it is. It's basically a method where you just give the value upfront in the first message. So you find their page, you see where they need fixing, and you write something for them, some free value. It can be either an email, a caption, a YouTube title, it could be a quick sales page, something like that, okay? And you will want to send this to them via email, Instagram, I don't care, DMs. You send it to them on the first message, right? That's why it's called value upfront. You give the value on the first message. And the pros of the method are basically that first, you are not salesy, you are getting straight to the point, okay? Coming off as a salesman is pretty much what you don't want to do, especially in such a personal or a casual terrain that is, Instagram DMs. You are also not wasting their time, which is actually the worst thing you can do when you're doing outreach. You need to understand, guys, that when people see these outreaches, they are going out with their day, they're busy, and they may see your message and get annoyed. Okay, it is true. You are pestering them at the end of the day, especially when you're wasting their time. So if you are promising them an email that you technically wrote for them or something, and you haven't sent it, they don't really care about going through the process of replying and then have you send it. They cannot be bothered, right? They don't want to waste more of their time, and you've wasted their time already. And people, especially these YouTubers or these prospects that you may be, targeting, they're really, really busy. So you don't want to waste their time at all. Next, you show them you're really passionate about working with them. And this is a big one. They will like you for this. They will see that you're really about it and you're writing them free value for nothing in exchange. And that comes off as, they'll like you for it. They will simply think this guy really wants to work for me. He's reading me like, I don't know, 2 scripts and I haven't really spoken to him before. Like, this guy is, he's really passionate about this. So that's a really, really good impression you will cause on them. Next, it's different than most messages they get because it's honest, okay? The thing is, these past outreach methods, like the quantity ones, they are pretty overused and people are sick and tired of seeing these DMs with a fake compliment or like, what are you doing with emails? They don't give a fuck, okay? They are so sick of it. Especially the double face, the backstabbing, the bait and switch, where they get a compliment and then all of a sudden on the next message they will like get pitched and it feels so fake and it will hurt their feelings. So essentially what this does is it gives them an honest impression, like, hey, I'm being honest with you, I'm not playing any games, I want to work with you, can we make this work? And I'm giving you free value. In the last part, and I think it's really important for you beginners, and that's why I say this is the perfect method for beginners, is that this value upfront method lets you practice and learn a lot while doing outreach. Basically, you're doubling your productivity because let's say right now you're a beginner and you're focusing your time on learning copywriting, okay? You're practicing, you're writing emails on your own. I see you guys, you send me this email for me to grade them and stuff like that. And that's a good thing. You need to be practicing, okay? At the end of the day, even the best copywriters are practicing every day. But if you can practice while you do outreach, then you are doubling your productivity, because you're killing two birds with one stone. You're using your time both to get clients and be better at copywriting, essentially. So yeah, if you are doing consistent outreach every day with this method, you will be learning a lot, because you will be writing a lot of copywriting pieces every single day. So I suggest this: instead of practicing on your own, building some copy that nobody will ever see, I suggest you do some of those and then you get straight to the outreach, writing free value for people. They may see it, they may not even see it. I don't care. You should be, following up always, just to make sure they see it. You should be sending 6 to 8 messages like, hey, did you get this? Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you like this? What do you think about this? All that stuff, right? Because if you actually write something for them and these people are really busy, you want them to see it, essentially. But even if they don't see it, you have practiced. You have gotten a step closer to your goal. So, because to be honest, when I did the bait and switch in the compliment method, I feel like maybe I would do it every day for 2 hours and get like one response. So I would waste like 2 hours of my day simply sending messages that like even a fucking robot could do. So I was really learning nothing about it. So yeah, that's why I suggest this method, especially as a beginner. And you can see some example here. I have a screenshot. This is how it works. You basically give them free value on the first end, and you will write some simple message like this formula. You want to write them a very simple and honest message. We play no games here. We do no tricks. Something along the lines of, hey, I did this for you. Hey, I wrote this for you. Feel free to use this if you want. You want to do that combo, like, I did this for you, I wrote this for you in my free time. I don't know if you want to use it. I don't know if it's helpful for you, but feel free to use it if you want. Okay, that's important to say, because some people may feel kind of bad or not using your free content, or like they may feel kind of hesitant to using content that's not theirs. But you just feel free to use it if you want. This works for both DMs, as you can see here. It works for emails. It works for basically everything. As you can see, I got a hell good response here. These methods, although they may seem easy and compacted here, they rely on some fundamentals, okay? You are basically doing copywriting with them. You are selling them, So the fundamentals you want to make sure you are using in your outreach method are this. So I make a list here that good outreach should always make them trust you, okay? It should be trustable, first of all. And this can be achieved with the honesty of simply sending free value at the beginning, because if you're sending, kind of like a compliment, they may feel hesitant to believe in it because they see so many outreaches like that, especially nowadays. So yeah, it should make them trust you. This is achieved via this method. It should also grab their attention and trust and believe. This method will grab their attention because they are not used to seeing this. They're not used to that many people giving them free value, beforehand, before trying to pitch them. They usually see people trying to pitch them with either a fake compliment or being direct, and then they get the value. But you are doing something different. You are giving them value up front, and that grabs their attention. So you are also doing that with this method. You also want to give them some value of some kind. Okay, value is really important in outreach. And with the other method, you're really not giving them anything. You're just wasting their time. So you're actually taking value from them. You know what I mean? And they hate to see that. So if you're giving them value for free, people will love you and they will want to get more of you. That way, it's way easier to get them on a call, right? So this method also does this. Like, it's basically its foundation, giving free value. And fourth and most important, do not waste their time. Good outreach should never waste their time. And to be honest, the compliment thing doesn't really waste their time. They're just seeing it and kind of like going on with their day happier if they believe it. But some of these outreaches that are like, hey, reply to this if you want me to send you the free emails that I wrote for you, blah blah blah, you're wasting their time. They just open the emails, they read through it, there's nothing in it, they're not getting anything out of it, and you just wasted their time, and they're gonna hate you for that. So you should never waste their time. This is crucial, okay guys? Never do this. People hate this actually. So yeah, I hope you understood this quick kind of like outreach masterclass. I try to divide them into sections to see, what works, what doesn't, what kind of works. I think this compliment method still works, and it depends on how big you are, you know, and how much of this you do, because at some point, if the volume is high enough, you may be able to compensate for the lack of quality. You know what I mean? So take it as you will, but if you're a beginner, the value upfront method is the way to go. Okay, don't forget this. Upfront, like value upfront, is way more powerful than any trick or any like phrase you want to prepare. It's all about the pillars. It's all about making them like you and making them trust you and grabbing their attention. It's not that much about saying this phrase with these words. It's not about that, okay? So yeah, I hope this video was insightful. I hope it helped you. I hope you understand a little bit better how outreach works. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments or DM me on Instagram or send me an email. I will reply to them all. And as always, take care. I'm rooting for you. You got this. I know outreach sucks, but trust and believe with this method, you will learn while you do it, and you will get much higher response rates. So you will feel way less frustrated and way less guilty for annoying them. So I hope it helps. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, as I say, and I'll see you in the next one.